Warm it up. Oh, it's sparking. It's sparking.
Feel that fire.
I see sparks.
What up? Nah, I'm not going to do that again.
Hello, TV Land. You remember the TV Land channel?
I do.
They had like all the old 60s, 70s shows.
Yeah.
Love Boat.
Yo, you ever watch I Dream of Jeannie?
No. What the heck is
God.
that?
It was about this genie in a bottle, but she was like involved with this guy.
Aladdin?
No. Wait.
Ah.
Yeah, no, I had to write. Because I mixed them up with Bewitched. There's another show.
Oh, yeah. I know Bewitched.
Yeah.
I saw the movie with Will Ferrell. That was funny.
There's a movie with Will Ferrell?
Yeah, it's an old movie. It's like
I don't
03.
know that I've seen it.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not his best.
It's all right. What's up?
Welcome.
Look, last time. Let me slide in this camera. So, yeah, episode 25.
25.
Yo, you know what? You know what's really cool? We recently surpassed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you see that?
I did see that.
2,000 downloads.
2,000 donuts.
Yeah, that's 3 zeros. That's 3 zeros. That's dope.
2,000 big ones.
Yeah. So appreciate all those that follow and all those that tune in and, you know,
all those downloads.
all those downloads. Yeah.
Hey, well, thank you.
Keep downloading.
Yeah. And keep telling your friend because your friend has a friend. Mm-hmm. And they'll tell their friend.
Yep.
And their friend. And their friend.
And then sooner or later, it'll just be a show of friends.
Whoa, who's Joey and Chandler?
Oh, man. What do we got going on today, man? Well, first of all, I guess people know, but you had surgery last week.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, quick little rundown on that. Here's the Zach Leach report. Yes, so I completely tore my ACL and lateral meniscus, just gone. It was actually Labor Day weekend. We were actually playing 2-on-2 in the gym here, and just getting too old, man, to run with these young bucks. But took a while, but finally got the surgery done. It was actually this time last Thursday. I was all doped up on medication. But yeah, so legally. Yeah, no. But yeah, now we're in the recovering process.
Yes.
Thank you for everyone that showed support.
Yes.
And love.
Yes.
And thanks to this guy, he's my Uber driver.
I did that. And he gave me 5 stars.
I was looking for a 6. I just wrote a nice comment. Nice review.
Nice review. Speaking of, we want to shout out and send our love and best wishes and all of the things that come along with that. Sure, native and great Dara Mabry recently announced that she tore her ACL, which ultimately ended her career at Notre Dame.
Yeah, senior year, last year. That's tough, man.
It is very tough. It is very tough.
I feel bad for, anyone down with an injury, but, to work so hard like Dara has and,
yeah,
just to have your season come to an end like that, it's not good.
Absolutely. So love and appreciation for all that you've done, Dara, and we wish you nothing but the best, and hope your recovery goes well, and we love to see what's next for you on your journey. And yeah, so please, everybody, please go and send her your love and your shouts and your best wishes, and hope that she has a speedy recovery.
Definitely.
Any big news items What you got?
Oh man. Let's see here. Well, we'll start off something good, I guess. We have the I guess it's the final four of the NFL. You got your Eagles in.
Who's in there? Who's in there?
Yo, wait, can you tell the Giants fans what the score was last week? I can't remember.
Oh my gosh.
Was it like 38-7?
It was bad.
Yeah.
What made it even better?
Oh, I like this.
So we have I am, if anybody doesn't know, I'm in the Philadelphia area. So that's why all my teams are Philadelphia based, right? I'm in the greater Philadelphia area, as they would call it. So we, working where we work, are in the land of Giants land. A lot of New York based fans in this area. So we had a good time just kind of, the weeks leading up to the game. And then, of course, I had a great time the day after the game, which was last Sunday.
Yep.
So I thought that it would be fun to have a nice little playlist during our workout as all the parents and Giants fan watched. The playlist included Drop Down and Get Your Eagle On by Nelly. It also included Hotel California by the Eagles.
Two Eagles. All right.
It also included this one. They told me it was a far stretch, but I played The Wind Beneath Your Wings by Bette Midler. But I don't remember the artist, but the bird is the word.
That's like the 50s song.
Yes. The bird. The bird is the word.
That song got famous by Family Guy, by Peter Griffin. That's hilarious.
Yes. And last that was on that list was my favorite, Fly Like an Eagle by Seal.
That's
Fly
hilarious.
like an eagle. Joe Spirits. Yeah, so we had a good time.
You didn't play like the Eagle fight song when they score?
I tried to find it, but I couldn't find it. So
Yo, you know there's a thing called YouTube?
That's what I should have did.
Come on.
I only used our favorite. I used one of the digital platforms. So,
I got you.
but I'm hoping for another great weekend this weekend as they take on the as they take on the 49ers.
79ers?
Yeah. As they take on the 49ers. So
yeah.
We are hoping for another good weekend. And shout out to Darius Slay.
Darius Slay Jr. Mr. Pro Bowl.
Mr. Pro Bowl. Two-time.
Well, he's like a 10-time, but 2-time with the Eagles. Back to back.
Yes.
Is this his third year with the Eagles?
I believe so.
Yeah, because he got traded from Detroit. He's like an 8-time Pro Bowler there. Nice.
Yeah. So shout out to him, Hoop Lab alum.
Yeah.
Obviously his kids came in and worked out for the summer. So shout out to him and good luck to them as they take on the 49ers this week. Let's do it. Go Birds.
And I can still get a bucket on you, Slay. Still get a bucket.
Yeah. True story. Here's some quick Eagles not trivia, but facts. So I still remember Slay comes in, right? And the boys are working out. And out of nowhere, you're training the boys. And out of nowhere, he says, "Yo, I'll give you buckets."
Just out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Out of
no
the
one's
blue.
talking. Yeah, he's just like, "I'll give you buckets. You can't score on me." It's like,
yo, I said, well, I said, yo, how you just come out of nowhere and challenge my man like that? Like he's not even bothering you.
Yo,
he said, man, you're lucky I don't have my PGs.
My PGs. And you know what? I love him. But those PGs never showed up.
They never showed up.
So who's running?
Yeah. Don't be ducking that smoke, Slay. Don't duck the smoke.
You started to smoke and ducked it. Oh, no. It's all love, though.
Yes. That was a good story. But I guess into some other news. Today is 3 years since we've lost Kobe, Gigi, and all the lovely parents and kids that were along that helicopter ride that fatal day. 3 years seems like such a long time. But it's amazing how his legacy continues to carry on. So yeah, that seems like it was just yesterday. All of the memories that come along with that, but we're forever grateful for his contributions to not only the NBA and the basketball community, but his willingness to support and give his love to the WNBA and the women's basketball community. So that is awesome. That legacy continues, and
it's just great too that even though I still listen to motivation speeches that he's given in the past that still like kind of burn a fire inside of me, and it's all of his novels. I'm looking forward to reading his or completing his Wizard series. If you guys are book lovers or just need something to read, I love to read about what I'm interested in, and Kobe Bryant has this Wizard series with the other author. Can't think of his name right now, but I mean, the first book I read last year was phenomenal. It was the first one, but I have this whole set. I'm looking forward to just learn, even just in this book, I just learned, little things, little gems that he drops, whether it may be a mental challenge or just kind of get your mind thinking in a different way of how to approach things. Yeah. It's really cool that he can leave that stuff behind, and still even to this day and further down the road, still motivate and spread joy and
absolutely
just keep going. So
so rest in peace to Kobe, Gigi, and all of the families that lost a loved one in that horrific accident. Kind of going along those lines, I don't know how many people may know the TikTok family, the Inky Boys. The Inky Boys were well known for mostly the young Gonzalez. His name is Bryce. They would do skits. Him and his dad would do skits, and they were kind of like. He was just the young son. Bryce was just very animated. He was an animated character. He is an animated character, but the father passed away yesterday, which was Wednesday, which was I'm sure it was something that was expected. He died of cancer, which is a horrible, I guess, disease, if you want to call it that. Randy Gonzalez was his name, and we send our thoughts and prayers to the family, especially young Bryce, who seemed to be just starting his career. He's the young he plays the young boy on the new George Lopez show now, which is amazing just to see that rise from TikTok to a nationally televised show. So we send our condolences to the family, young Bryce and his sister, hoping that they can continue on this path that they've started, and just hope that they can pull through this tough time.
Absolutely. No, that was well said.
But moving along.
Do you have any positive before I want to start? Man, that's sad, man.
Yeah, that is sad. Positives. There's plenty of positives, but I don't have any that come to mind.
Well, I don't know if people know, but there's a big surprise coming soon to the Dish and Dimes Nope, that's not it. The Hoop Lab, the Hoop Lab edition. Maybe we'll drop it next time. But something big is happening in Freehold, New Jersey.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned.
Probably bigger than you think. So
and
now,
an amusement park.
Yeah, and with a water slide possibly.
Oh,
The Hoop Lab amusement park, like that.
that'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be dope. But no, that's not the surprise. So
Yep. Sorry.
just hold on to your seats, buckle your seatbelts. But yeah, let's do this, man.
Yeah.
On the topic train. Come on, ride the train.
Hey.
It's the choo choo.
Choo choo. Yo, our voices are really good.
I know, right? Hey, any record contract or any record company out there that wants to sign us, we are available.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's talk.
We have the studio right here. I have the we have the mic.
Yep.
I can do drums.
We do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a trombone player. Wait, is it tuba, trombone, or trumpet?
Trumpet.
The trumpet player.
Yeah. Yep.
That's hilarious.
Oh man. But yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go. 5 main categories. The 5 main categories of ball handling.
Yeah, so I wanted to touch on this one last podcast, but last podcast was,
Just full of information. And
so good.
Yeah.
Just like all of them are so good. But yeah, no. I think ball handling is when it comes to parents or players, they think it's kind of just one topic. And they don't understand that to be a excellent ball handler, to be one of the best ball handlers you can possibly be, you have to be able to master 5 categories.
Absolutely.
And I think that we do a good job of really explaining the full details of what that could be. And we're just going to list them off. I mean, we'll talk about the number 1 category. And I know, working with Micah back in Michigan, he kind of drew a tree, not like a family tree, but a ball handling tree. The first category or the first part of the tree would be the root. So the ball handling, the first category, it would be the mechanics. So number 1 would be the mechanics. Players I can't even speak. They have to understand just simple ball handling, hand placement mechanics. Whether that is, with your hand on top, whether your hand's on the side. But how to actually involve your elbow with pounding the basketball rather than doing forearm dribbling, wrist dribbling. So that is going to be the number 1 category. I'll let you touch base on what you think, what you see when it comes to number 1 with the mechanics and the players that you've trained. But that's number 1.
Yeah, the mechanics are really important. I think one of the things that, like you said, we do a really good job of breaking all of that down. And when it comes to understanding how those mechanics affect your game, our accountability tools really help with that. So, excuse me, a lot of times when people see us working with the cones or the med balls or things like that, they don't really understand like how we can use those tools to kind of understand what the mechanics are. Let me rephrase that. How the mechanics are off and how we can fix them.
Yeah.
So an example of that is this week we were working on some ball handling mechanics with the young kids, and if you can imagine dribbling over a cone or a med ball, just going kind of like a rainbow. A lot of times kids don't have their hand placement correct. So what happens is if you place something in the middle, such as a cone or a med ball, a lot of times because their hand placement is off, they will dribble and hit the cone or the med ball. So that tells us right away that, okay, your hand placement isn't correct, and we just need to start working on better hand placement. So then you can have better control as you're going through some of the things in the game and other skills as we start to develop more.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's like you hit it right on. The mechanics are, or I'm sorry, the accountability tools that we use for the mechanics. It is a good. It's a fast. It's a fast reader, so it's almost just like, if you try to see how much air you have in your tire, and you put that little air pump in there, or the tire pressure,
the gauge, yeah,
and it just it spits out how much air pressure you have in there. It's a fast reader that all right, you need this much. So with our accountability tools, especially with us, working with them, being specialists like we are, those accountability tools will really draw out really quick moments of like, all right, you're missing this, you're missing that. We have this method plus 19 more methods that we could do to obtain this mechanic. But yeah, number one, mechanics, that's the root of the tree. Huge. Now going to the trunk of the tree, that would be the techniques. So number two would be techniques of working with, different types of, if you want to call them dribbles, but different types of ball handling, meaning a straight pound, where your hand's on top and your hand is literally just pushing down the ball as the ball comes up and hits your hand, which is more of a common dribble, but it's not common in the game. And the most common you'll see is a turn pound. So those are two different techniques. You could do a straight pound, you could do a turn pound where your hand is circling the ball. If you're doing right hand, it's going counterclockwise, left hand clockwise, but it's not crossing the midline like the midline of your frame of your body, like a in and out. So again, I just give you three dribble techniques: in and out, turn pound, and a straight pound. So if you can understand and master all these different dribble techniques, that trunk is going to be very strong of your tree. So your ball handling techniques are going to be very strong. So what do you have to?
So the techniques are just kind of to paint the picture for parents or some that may not really understand the details that go into it. Is every one of these techniques that Zach just talked about kind of help to do or help with different things, right? So for example, with the turn pound that he talked about, by turning that ball to the outside, it allows players to have more of what we would call a float, if they needed to do something specific in the game. Right. So with a straight pound, you don't get that. You're pretty much stuck in one place with that with that straight pound. You can't have any movement with it. Otherwise, you're going to have to do some different kind of placements or different kind of hand placements in order to move that ball. So that that turn pound allows you to get into other things that, would allow you to keep going in motion as well. So. And buy you some time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're trying to jump to the left and you do a straight pound, that ball's only going to go down and come right back up. So if I do a turn pound, I can circle it toward my left hand. The ball is going to naturally go with my body.
Yeah.
But yeah, number two, the trunk would be your technique. So we're at mechanics, number one. Number two is techniques. Number three, game simulations. This is the part of the tree that we call the sap. This is where our ball handling, the simulations of having any interruptions, distractions, delays, and just getting that overall kind of the game feel within the drill. So it could be let's see if bouncing this tennis ball is going to affect the techniques, the mechanics, your footwork. But again, obviously we're talking about the ball handling. The game simulations, the SAP, that's the sticky part. That's all I know about the SAP. But yeah, so the game simulations, I mean,
the game simulations, as far as one of the things that Micah does a good job of is helping players to get consistent. I'm trying to think of the right word that I want, but when you add those accountability tools to kind of help with those game simulations, there's a consistency that comes with them, right? So if we have trouble doing, let's say, if we've discovered a specific flaw in our game, the idea is that we want to rep out that flaw as much as possible without any variables, with the least amount of variables, right? So a lot of trainers would say, okay, let's put a live body in front of them. The problem with that live body is that you're going to get different variables that come with that every single time, whether that be the pace or the energy that allows. As a trainer, I can only go a couple reps before I'm slowing down and tired, right? So you want to find the consistencies that are going to be able to rep out all of the flaws that we're working on at that point, so that those game simulations, you're going to feel very, very confident once you're faced with that specific specific problem in the game per se.
Absolutely. No, and that's why we don't really do dummy defense as much, because again, like, you're going to get different looks. So, obviously we're going to get tired. The kids, if you're playing one-on-one with the kids, again, there's time to do it. But, to rep out a flaw, like you said, you want to make sure you're mastering the first flaw before you attack the second flaw and then the third flaw. And again, it's really good to bounce around from flaw to flaw, but you want to make sure that you get a good grasp before you go back to your strength. So if you do dummy defense, you're not going to get, like you said, you're not going to get the same looks. So if I'm constantly getting tired, then I know that on the offensive side, as the defender's getting tired, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm good at. So I don't really get time to draw out those, to work on those flaws.
Yeah.
You hit it right on. So game simulations, number 3. Number 4, be the physical traits. And then this would be part of the branches of that tree. The physical traits, that could be me, kind of going back to sort of the game simulations, but the traits of working on maybe a pocket dribble with my ball handling side, and then the physical traits of me protecting with my offhand, where I'm, whether it's hitting a foam roller down, it's grabbing a med ball, it's, just having an interaction with that offhand where it doesn't affect my ball handling. And I know we've mentioned this before, but we call it decoupling. As an infant, when you're a child, and even maybe now, your hands might be coupled together where they're going to do this same exact thing. But if I'm dribbling in the game with my left hand and I need to have my right hand protect from somebody reaching in, and I only focus on my right hand reaching out and protecting, and that stops my left hand, well, I'm going to turn the ball over, whether it's dribbling off my foot, losing the dribble out of bounds, whatever it is. So the physical traits of that, we have to be able to decouple our hands and just make sure that we are well equipped to do 2 different things at one time.
Yeah. And a good example of that is that one that we've used in class before, but when we were younger, and I might be giving away my age, but
come on, bro, 23 ain't old, bro. 23 ain't old.
So one of the things that we've asked the kids to do is rub or circle their belly, their stomach, and pat their head at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. So if you try to say use your right hand to go in a circle motion on your stomach, and then try to pat your head at the same time, one of the things that you'll notice is that your hands start to do one of the same things, right? So you'll start to do a circle with your hands while also doing a circle with your on your head.
Yeah.
Or you'll start tapping your stomach and tapping your head at the same time. So it's difficult for not only people as humans for us to decouple our hands, but imagine the effect that comes with in basketball. Like you said, if we're trying to do one thing with our right and our left is coupled with that, then we're doomed for a turnover.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we have to learn how to do those things separately.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more that come into physical traits, but that's a great example of one of the things that we try to overcome.
Yeah. And again, so that's number 4. That's the branches. Now, with the branches comes the leaves. And I know we're gonna talk more a little bit after this on a particular topic, but coordination and rhythm would be number 5 for the leaves. So, obviously we want good hand-eye coordination. I think rhythm gets overlooked a lot in traditional basketball training because it's not really brought up, or it's not really mentioned with players that are jam-packed in a gym. Because obviously you have so many people and you need to get them going, and like we said before, they want them to sweat and sweat and sweat, but if you're only sticking to one speed, you're not going to have any pace when you play. You're not going to have any rhythm. You're not going to know when to break rhythm. Like I say, if a defender cuts you off, that's going to interrupt your rhythm, and then you got to understand how to get back into rhythm with your dribble. But I think coordination and rhythm with the leaves on the tree are huge.
I agree.
Would
Yeah, I mean, I think you hit it right on the head. It's the coordination and rhythm are definitely important pieces of that, and they kind of cap off the 5 main categories. But as you can see, there's so much that go into ball handling that most people just kind of group them together, like you said initially. So the more that you understand all of the different pieces that go into ball handling, the better that you can prepare, whether it's yourself or your child, to just getting to that next level. And if you're not in a training place that's understanding what those five different categories are, then I would definitely recommend that you seek that out, just because, again, it's going to start separating you from your peers or your child from his or her peers, and get you guys to the next level.
Absolutely. Yeah. So again, if you're a player listening, if you're a parent listening, kind of take a look at whether it's your player or yourself as a parent or a player, and ask yourself if you have mastered or at least coming close to mastering these 5. It's, if you take a look at a tree, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see just leaves out there hanging, floating. So if you are just good at coordination and rhythm, that's great. But again, if you are lacking mechanics, if you're lacking, game simulations, you're taking part of that tree, which again is not going to be that reliable or stable. So, you got to have a good understanding of these 5 categories, when it comes to ball handling, because ball handling, we get it all the time. Like, hey, I want my player to be a better ball handler. Well, again, that's a very broad term. So when you come to us, it's or any skill enhancement specialist that is certified like we are, we really break down and give all our players that checklist approach of these 5 when it comes to ball handling. So but yeah,
real quick, run down those 5 just real quick.
Yeah, so the top five ball handling, top 5 main categories for ball handling. Number 1, mechanics. Number 2, techniques. Number 3, game simulations. Number 4, physical traits. And number 5, coordination and rhythm.
Yes,
these are the 5 that you need to master to become a great ball handler.
Yes, that was good stuff. Good information for everyone to put in their notepad so that they have it. And yeah, if you're not taking notes, then you're doing it wrong.
Right. I think we just dropped 5 dimes. I mean, dished 5 dimes.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, dude, that's like a 50-cent piece. Shot a 50-cent.
Yeah.
Yo, it's what'd you use? Oh, quick sidebar. Someone was, I don't remember what player I was training, but we were just like off topic, and we were like, yo, what if like all these like all the rappers or artists that had numbers every time they had a birthday, they like added it to their name, like 50 Cent would be like 55 cents. So like the year he came out, that was his 50th. That'd be funny. Wild, right? Like that's 21 funny. Savage would be like 29 Savage right now.
That's funny. Yeah.
Would you go along with that?
No. You'd be 33 Savage.
That's what.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's a quick sidebar.
Yeah, that's actually funny.
So what do you got, man?
Let's do. Well, let me ask you this.
Brown.
UPS.
Nice. Ups.
Hops.
Nice.
Wait, what kind of game are we playing right now?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to ask you, what skills do you think are important for young players to develop? And better yet, let's kind of do it this way. Instead of, I know I gave you the question, but let's turn it into an answer, which would be the top 3 skills you think that young players should develop.
Now, when you say young players, what do you mean? Like first timers or
let's just go,
age-wise?
yeah, just age wise, like young. If I'm elementary, middle school, here are what here are the skills that you should be developing. I would say by those, they're still at the beginner level.
Yeah.
So, I can tell you one skill that would not be on my list.
Uh-oh.
The skill of playing for 10 different teams.
Please stop having your kid and just have yourself go through this, like the horrible route of playing on 10 teams and then getting mad because your kid's not playing on 7 of them, but they're playing on this one, and it's because you just stop it.
Yeah, and your weekends become running from this gym to that gym to this gym back to this gym again, only to go home and do it again.
Mad. Be mad and then do it again. Yeah,
that part, and then do it again the next day. So, but yeah, so no. Here are the 3 skills that we think young players should develop.
Yes. For me, being around a lot of young and new players, like you said, elementary, middle school, I think personally, number 1 is coordination.
Yes.
Now that could be body coordination, it could be hand-eye coordination, it could be eye-foot coordination. Yes, that's a real thing. But I think coordination, once you understand the motor skills and you can basically you just control your body without your body controlling you. Once you have a good grasp of that, I think everything else starts to fall into place.
Yeah.
But that to me, I mean, I don't. Maybe you have something different, but to me, I think and there might be something out there, but this is my opinion. I think coordination is the number one skill that I think players need, young players need, when they start out.
Yeah, I think without coordination, you run into so many issues. And I think it's an afterthought when it comes to training a lot of times. But when young players can discover the coordination and understand that their body is doing what they want it to do, instead of just doing whatever it wants to do. There's a big difference between those two. You have a lot more flexibility in the things that you're capable of doing. And then you can start to control and adjust as things start to come at you differently. So a lot of times you might lean into your favorite way of handling something, but that might not be the answer or the key to that situation.
Yeah.
So if you have coordination, you're gonna be like a janitor with keys. All of those different keys unlock a whole bunch of different doors.
I like that.
And you need all of them.
Yo, you just come up with that?
Right off the top of my head.
That was tough,
That's
bro.
Tough.
Hey, yo, you better trademark that
I
analogy,
know, right?
bro.
I know,
I'm gonna use that. No, I mean you hit it right on. There's so much that you can do with an uncoordinated player, but you get that coordination down. I think it leads to the next one.
Yeah. So the next one, actually, I'm gonna switch it up a bit because I think that last one might hit a nerve for a lot of people. So I'm gonna say for number 2, one of the top skills that is important for young player to develop would be time and patience. So the time and patience can be broken down in so many different ways. But when you talk about the time, the time that they have to spend doing all of these different things and the time that they have to spend being patient is two different things. So
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, and you think about it too, you're working with an uncoordinated player. It's going to take time.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to happen in an hour. It's not going to happen it might not happen in that week. It might happen longer.
Yeah.
Everybody is different. So I think, I think you were right to switch that up because, to become coordinated, you have to take time at it.
Yeah.
And it's a process. Wait, did you said process? Or you said just time?
No, I just talked about the time and the patience. But
time and patience. Yeah.
But the process is part of that too.
Well, like, you have to be patient with the process, right? So, because the time it takes for the reps, and again, like if you're watching your kid and, again, our job is to make players look bad at basketball, not in a bad way, but we're here to draw out flaws and weaknesses.
Yeah.
We want them to see what they're lacking. It's gonna take time, but you also, as a parent, you have to be patient, because again, it's not everybody can get it just like that. And I actually told a parent this the other day was, where we are right now, we can obviously be like, oh man, how can they not do it? Like, just do it. Well, we have to put ourselves in their shoes. For us, it took time, right? But also too, like if I try to do your job tomorrow, I'm not gonna know what I'm gonna do. Like, it's not. So I have to be patient with it. I have to take time at it.
No, you're absolutely right.
I mean that's huge. I like that you switched that up.
Yeah, but the other part that comes along with that is the when you talk about the progress, a lot of times people will get they'll get frustrated.
Yeah.
With what's going on and the lack of, I guess, feeling like they're getting it, so they will change or they'll stop or they'll switch to another thing, right? So what you find yourself doing is just switching from different methods and different trainings and different things, so you're not allowing yourself the time to kind of get those. So
well, it's like if I start a diet with a nutrition and I don't see, any process in a week, I'm not going to switch it. I'm like, oh man, I'm going to a new person. You got to give it time. You got to be patient.
Yep.
And I think that's huge because, actually, a parent asked the other day was like, how long do players usually stick in your program? And I'm like, I mean, I've never really been asked that question, but I would say they stick into it until they move out of the state. We have players that play overseas or play in a different state in college, and they always come back when they're here because our checklist continues to grow. We keep finding new ways to build on our training, and I think that's why we're going to be around for so long, because as the game updates, our training updates with it. So we're never teaching the old style, like, this is what I did to be a great player. Well, great. But everybody is different, like I said, so you have to be able to teach multiple different styles and ways. And I just told them, I'm like, I honestly, I think they just get hooked.
It's probably I guess the best way to describe it is just a continuous education. Right. So even as a doctor, right, you have to always re-educate yourself or kind of stick up or kind of continue with new developments and things like that. So I think that's one way to think about it as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then lastly comes the confidence.
Yes.
That is a huge skill for people to develop. And yes, it is a skill because it has to be acquired for many. Especially when you're taking on something like basketball that requires you to continue to grow. So confidence is a huge one. One of the things that we get asked a lot is, how do we help, or coming from a parent, how do I get my child to have more confidence? How do I get them to be more confident? And there's so many different answers to that, but one of the things that I think we do well with is a formula that we came across that kind of helps players build that confidence and understand how it happens. And I'll give you that real quick. When players are struggling with confidence, there's the first part, which is the know-how. They have to understand how to do whatever it is that they're tasked with.
Right.
And then they have to have the purposeful repetition with it. Right. So
bold that word.
Bird word. Bird word. That's eagles, bro.
Bird is the word.
Purposeful repetitions, right? That's completely different from just repping it out. So they have to have the know-how. They have to add to that the purposeful repetitions, and then they have to have the awareness of the improvement.
Absolutely.
And I think that's where we come in, and we have so much success with the confidence, because with our accountability tools, it gives players the visual to see themselves getting better.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and then you take the tools away.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh wow. That really helps.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, you have anything to add with the confidence?
No, other than that, with the confidence, you hit it right on, because we were talking off mic, how we would list this. And, to me, you have to, in order to have confidence, you have to understand what you're doing, like what you're going for, what you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah,
I can't just have I'm gonna have confidence and go play ice hockey. Like, yeah, that's great, but I don't know anything about ice hockey. So I have to get the purposeful reps. I have to understand, what I actually need to do, what position, or I don't even know about hockey.
Yeah.
You build your way up to that confidence. And once you have the confidence, man, it's a game changer. It's all over from there. I think that is a huge one. But again, it takes those 2 steps ahead to be able to get to there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, I like that. So break that down. What was the top 3?
Top 3.
We had to switch it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. The top 3 skills that are important for young players to develop. Number 1, coordination. Number 2, time and patience. And then number 3 is confidence.
Yeah.
All of those things will help your player develop. And I think that if you kind of break down those 3 and you follow that to a T, little rhyme scheme for you, you know what I mean? Then you guys are going to find success in whatever you do. So,
absolutely.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, that was good, man. I like that. What you got?
We just continue to fill everybody with so much information. And I don't know how we do it. Sometimes I shock myself. I surprise myself. Sometimes I'm like, yo, you gave so much information. How do you do that?
Yeah. Sometimes I just wake up feeling excellent. It's like, man,
that's a bar.
I'm really great.
I do that too.
It's like, man, we help people all the time.
Yeah. And then sometimes I let other people know. Like, bro, they'd be like, can you do this for me? And I'd be like, no, because I'm great. You don't have to. Your time is not worthy.
Yeah. Wait, is that why you said no to opening my car door?
Yeah, bro, my time is important.
This guy made me open my own car door with crutches. Nah, I pushed him away because I'm great. I can do it myself.
Oh man, but yeah,
that was good.
Yo,
clap it up.
You got a question for me?
I do have a question. How bad is the Eagles going to win against the 49ers?
They are going to win by
A landslide?
no, they're going to win by a wing length.
I see what you did there.
You see that?
Yeah, eagle wing, bird.
Yeah. I try.
Yeah.
I try.
Wow.
Man.
I
But
think it's
yeah.
going to be 27-21.
That's tough.
That is tough.
That is
I don't know how you get to 27, but
I mean, yeah, but it's still a wings length.
you get 20. Yeah, it is. That's 6 inches.
Yeah.
6 points.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like it.
Yo, free 6-inch beat up wings on us.
Oh man. Yeah, that was great, man. But good stuff. Go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
And go else to anybody else that has a game this week that wants to win, except 49er fans.
Oh man. Well, dude, I do have one more question for you.
What you got?
What happened to peace?
Peace.